Look, your dad never likes your gifts, and I don't blame him. Thankfully, I've got some your dad will actually be proud of, and for under $20 too. So let's check it out. Sometimes we forget dads are just like you and I, with a heavy addiction to our phones. So instead of getting upset that he's still trying to pass level 3000 of Candy Crush, you can embrace it by upgrading his phone experience on the go with MOFT's phone accessories, which includes their sleek and minimal leather cases that only get better when combined with their snap-on battery and their wallet and phone stand built into one. When combined, you've pretty much got everything you need for your phone, whether it's a wireless charger at home, a clean and sophisticated case with metallic clicky button covers, and just enough of a lip around the front for all the clumsy dads out there. Swap in the wallet, storing up to 3 cards comfortably, and not only are your cards fully covered, you've got a range of colors to choose from to match your dad's favorite style. My favorite definitely goes to this white leather because who doesn't love a panda? Plus, it doesn't end there. You can add on their adjustable lanyard and go full functional dad mode. He will never drop his phone or forget where he left it ever again, while also still being instantly accessible, and it doesn't get any more dad than that. Plus, with their custom clip system, it's just as quick to remove when needed. So combine that with the beauty of MagSafe, you can choose to go fully loaded one day, then, well, bam, ditch whatever you don't need by simply snapping it off. So you can slim down and still get some much needed finger action too. And if you didn't notice, that's kind of why we love MOFT here. Everything they make is functional and aesthetically pleasing too. So check out their site for more awesome products, but some of my favorites has to go to their sit-stand laptop desk, giving you up to 5 viewing angles and even one that brings it up to eye level. Or if you're an iPad lover, check out their case options for that keep your pencil in place, adds just enough cushion around back, and is possibly one of the only cases that still work with the Magic keyboards. But if you don't care for that, then the holy grail of iPad cases is their folio that origamis into any viewing angle, and yeah, even stands on its own too. So if you or your dad loves all things Apple, links to the MOFT products in the description down below. If your dad loves all things old school, it doesn't get any more millennial than this. The Lamy Vista fountain pen is, well, a fancy pen that you may have seen in old school movies where they have to dip their feathers in ink, but with the power of technology and unicorns, they're able to package that experience into a single device. Lamy is already a household name with plenty of fancy high-end models to choose from, but if you're not trying to skip the next 3 meals to afford a gift, this transparent model is simple, modern, and pretty unique just based on how cool it is to look at. Plus, there's something really satisfying about writing with a fountain pen. It's smooth, doesn't bleed, and stops exactly when you want it to, giving you the exact outcome that you'd imagine, and without leaving a mess behind as well. Combine that with these tiny details like a rubber gasket to keep it shut properly, a giant metal clip to avoid losing it, and a fairly simple refill process by just buying additional tubes available in different colors too. Now for the price, it's not perfect as it doesn't offer the comfiest grip, but for under $20, this is the most elegant gift you can buy without having to spend your whole allowance for the week. Now if your dad's like mine, he loves tinkering, whether the damn thing still works or doesn't. There's just something about knowing how it works that is super relieving. And to make teardowns a little easier, you can add this Xiaomi electric precision screwdriver to their toolkit, because with how many bits it includes out of the box, they will never have to wonder if they have the right screwdriver just lying around. But more importantly, once clipped in, well, bam. Yeah, its tiny motor magic does all the work for you, which means you may start to find that every clock, speaker, or anything else held together with screws just taken apart, because it's just that fun to use. But I know, you're worried if this dinky looking electric screwdriver is actually strong enough. And with 2 power modes to choose from, trust me, it's unscrewed every tiny screw that I've tested it on. Thank goodness, because my forearms are already sore from screwing with other tools. We're keeping this guide as simple as possible with gifts that any dad would love to use, and a lighter is something that all dads own, but you'll never see them actually use. However, instead of the cliche Zippo, try adding something different to their collection, like the Sarome lighters from Japan. full metal cases, and this stick design is my favorite just for how fidgety it is. Arguably better than the OG Zippo fidget toy thanks to its small yet snappy design. But for a more traditional look and feel, there's the BM15 single jet, which is literally like igniting a jet plane. Or go with a sophisticated polish finish like the SD1 I've got in a black titanium. While it will run you a pretty penny, lighters are one of those things that just last forever and even get passed down, especially this slim model. It's just so cute. Now, a watch is one of those gifts you can never go wrong with. No dad only owns one, and worst case, it can sit in a drawer and be considered retro 10 years later when you finally find it again. And if your dad isn't a brand whore, then a namokiMODS NMK08 Automatic Explorer is basically the oh so popular Rolex Explorer without the branding. But from a distance, no one really cares unless you squint hard enough. First off, no, it's not a ripoff. It's honoring the design of such an iconic piece. And this allows you to have all that greatness without breaking the bank. The polished steel casing, sapphire crystal, and that oyster bracelet we all know and love. But my favorite, the lume dial with the large indices. Not only is it easy to read, it's clean and minimal enough that it just lets the design do all the talking. And look, I'm not a watch connoisseur, but when it comes to upgrading your EDC with a product that you can trust to just work without any extra bells and whistles to worry about, you just wind it up manually or even let the motion of the ocean automatically wind it as you move. And because it's not a super high-end version, you can bump this around and not have to shed a tear every single time, mainly because it can actually handle quite a few dings and dongs. But in the end, a little wear and tear is what really makes it one of a kind. Let me know in the comments, blackout or whiteout. Anyways, that's it. I rest my Father's Day gifts.